Welcome everyone. This is Jonathan Ogden from the Lead Door, and today I've got the great pleasure to talk with you about social media marketing, specifically how your business can leverage social marketing to experience greater success, boost your overall profitability, and of course, crush your competitors. Now, if you're registered for this webinar, the chances are pretty good that you have some idea of why social media is important. Let's get started with a couple of questions. True or false? Only kids really use social media such as Facebook and Twitter. Many of you may think that social media is just for kids to play around with, but it is in fact one of today's most powerful business tools, which this presentation hopefully will make clear. As you can see, everyone and their mother has a profile on one or more of social media networks. Facebook alone has over 1 billion users, which would make it the third largest country on the planet and over twice the size of the entire population of the United States. Not only do sites like Facebook have a lot of users, they have a lot of very engaged users, and that's a totally different ballgame. We Americans spend an ungodly amount of time on social networking sites. In June 2013, users spent 20 billion minutes on Facebook per day. By 2015, it's projected that social media will have the potential of being a $30 billion market. Users, in fact, are 4 times as likely to conduct a transaction inside Facebook if it was referred to them by a trusted friend. In fact, social media is growing in general, and Facebook is unbelievably the dominant force with people across the globe. There are 757 million daily active users on Facebook. 1 out of every 7 minutes is spent on Facebook, and Twitter adds 1 million new accounts a day, with over 340 million tweets going out a day. That's pretty amazing, and that's a lot of eyeballs. The question is, can they see you? True or false, social media is just a time sucker. When it comes to social media and business, there is certainly some controversy. I don't think I've ever heard anything more debated on the criteria of time suck versus return on investment more than in social media. And you basically generally have 2 extreme viewpoints, the naysayer and the Pollyanna. Let's start with the naysayers. The naysayers say that social media is a fad. They say it's overblown. They say it's just for kids. They say with kind of a stuffy attitude that social media has no place in business. If they engage in social media at all, they just kick it down to the receptionist or their teenager to manage. Now on the other extreme, you have the social media Pollyannas. For this cohort, social media is the answer to everything. It's the magic pill, the silver bullet, the golden ticket. It's the answer to every question. But let's get real. Both sides, the naysayers and the Pollyannas, are too simplistic in their thinking. It's my bias, however, that Pollyannas are probably closer to the truth than the naysayers. And lucky for me, I think the data supports that position. Social media really does matter. Business and marketers love social media. 93% of marketers use social media for business, and of those, 70% have used Facebook to successfully gain new customers. And it matters to users as well. 51% of Facebook users and 64% of Twitter users are more likely to buy brands they follow or are a fan of. People want to talk about your brand or your business, so it's your responsibility to talk with them and give them a reason to say great things about you to their friends and followers. Both groups, Facebook and Twitter users, are actively using social media to mention and refer others to the brands and businesses they like. A big reason to get involved in social media is that you have to do it to stay relevant. Your buyers expect it, and if you fall short of their expectations, they'll be more likely to spend their money with the other guy down the street. Buyers want to interact with your brands, and they want to be on social media sites. So you can either join the conversation or let your competitors do all the talking. It's up to you. And customers are rewarding businesses that do social media. Users talk about the brands and sites they're following. 29% of Twitterers and 58% of Facebook fans follow and like brands. 39% of tweeters and 42% of Facebookers mention brands in their posts, and their friends and followers listen. So give your followers a reason to be talking about you. People are talking. Social media is not a passing fad just for kids. The average consumer mentions specific brands over 90 times per week in a conversation with friends, family, and coworkers. So here's the real question you should be asking. Is my business part of their conversation? Are my social media efforts making a difference? The statistics are pretty compelling. You want to be out there and you want to be engaging your market. If you do so, you earn increased loyalty and market share. Here are some dangerous misconceptions and mistakes that businesses are making in regards to how they view social media marketing. Often they see it as a waste of time, not really important. Only young people are using social media. Return on my investment can't be measured. You have to be on every network, and it's free marketing that gets immediate results. Let's briefly examine each one of these. It's not just young people that are using social media. Every age group is on social media. Yeah, the largest population is the 18 to 29-year-old, but even those 65 and over represent 32% of those on social media platforms. So depending on your business, there's most likely a demographic you are targeting or representing. In fact, that's one of the beauties of marketing on Facebook. You can be laser focused on the targeting market you want to attract. And there are ways to measure your return on investment. The ROIs are absolutely becoming very, very visible. You can see here 72% of marketers research said social media helped them close new business. 65% saw an improvement in search rankings. And search rankings can absolutely be tied directly to revenue for many, many businesses. It's absolutely being shown by Google and other search engines that they are doing as much as they can to take social content into account in their search engines because they realize more and more the importance of that kind of content to their users. If you're not creating social media content, you're going to have a harder time ranking well in the search engines going forward. So what you do or don't do on Facebook and Twitter really is impacting your business website, and it's showing up in search engine rankings. More and more tracking systems are out there that allow you to measure exactly what's happening with your social media. But it does cost both time and money to have an effective social media presence. Social media tools are often free, but effective campaigns require both time and money. And honestly, in most cases, I think it's primarily time. I think that's where most businesses, again, particularly smaller clients, tend to have a problem. Just the time to keep up with it, the time to create good content and get it out there. That's usually what stops them. Regardless, there are real numbers associated with having a social media marketing plan. Even if it's your time or somebody else's time, time is worth money, as I said, and that time could have been spent doing something else to build up your business. At the very least, they say those who spend 6 or more hours per week are almost 2 times as likely to see leads generated as those who spend 5 hours or less. So again, time is money, and it does take time to have an effective social media presence. And seeing results also takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say. Typically, after 3 to 9 months of consistent activity, you really will start to see some impact from your social media efforts. So what results do people typically see? Increased awareness, increased web traffic, improved search rankings, and sales leads. Of course, there's still some that say they're not seeing any results. But as you can see, that's a very small number in comparison to those that are. And that number is shrinking every day. So what your business can expect as far as benefits from social media is, one, you should see increased engagement with your prospects and customer. Your brand awareness should be boosted in a cost-effective way. You can drive buyers and potential customers to your website, and you should be developing new customers that are loyal. Ultimately, all this means that you can build your influence, demonstrate your authority, and engage your customers who will use their influence in promoting your message. And of course, as with anything we're doing, there are some legitimate challenges you should be aware of. Identifying those challenges is essential. You'll be able to avoid a lot of frustration if you have a clear picture of what you're getting into. Consistency is the key. Finding the resources to maintain a consistent effort can be a major challenge for small businesses, which are typically already short-staffed. Social media networks favor and give more visibility to the most active users. And you can see here from the 31 commandments of social media for business that number 22 is be consistent. Social media requires a regular effort, as we've said, and consistency is a sign of your reliability. It will require organization and discipline. To be effective, you have to have both. Social media programs don't run themselves. In fact, they'll run all over you if you let them. Finding the resources to maintain a consistent effort can be a challenge to small businesses. So don't make the mistake of thinking social media is only for the young, or that it doesn't influence your customers or market, or that you can do social media once in a while and expect results. The question that every business should be asking is, how can I avoid these mistakes? So here's 3 principles to follow. Have a plan and find a happy medium between planning and organization and spontaneity and naturalness. This isn't always easy at first, but the goal should be to strive towards that. Engage with your audience. Don't just use social media as a place to talk about your business. Make sure that you listen as much as you talk. And don't just hand over your social media program to your teenager, an unpaid college intern, or your receptionist. You really need to treat it like this is a real business marketing campaign that's being seen by the world, and you need to take it very seriously. So let's look at 4 strategies that will ensure you're successful and crush your competition, so you can leverage your social media presence. Strategy number 1, go where your customers are. That's pretty common sense, but absolutely important that you strategize where you want to spend your time from a social media perspective. Some of you will do phenomenally well on Facebook, while others may have more success on LinkedIn. It just depends on the nature of your business. LinkedIn tends to be more of the professional corporate environment for people who are trying to sell to other large corporations, or for businesses where networking activity is really key to their success. LinkedIn's phenomenal for this. But just about every type of business can be successful on Facebook. However, I think the ones that are being most successful are those with consumer brands like hair salons, restaurants, dentists, spas, chiropractors, real estate agents, and even nonprofits. Anything where you're expecting a consumer to get out of their wallet cash or a credit card and make a purchase. Those types of businesses will do very well on Facebook. So depending on the nature of business, you want to determine where the right place is for you to spend your time. Where are my customers at? And then put your time and energy there. 93% of customers expect you to have a social presence, and 85% expect you to be able to interact with you on those social channels. So I encourage you to take a really hard look at your current Facebook presence. Don't just write it off. There's almost always a strategy you can be using to market your business on Facebook more effectively. Strategy number 2, create complete profiles. You want to make sure that you have a complete profile on your business and social media site. So here's an example from Facebook. You can see that they have a Facebook time cover, a photo, and they have a description of the business and a link to their website. So just make sure that you have a good, complete profile. Certainly on Facebook, you want to have a big image at the top, and you want to have complete information about your business on the site. It's very important that you put all the information there. Show pictures of your products or your business. And don't frustrate people when they come to your social media page and they can't locate your address or your phone number or your main website. All of those things make a big difference in the amount of traffic you're going to get and the engagement that you're going to get from your users. Strategy number 3, create and post compelling content consistently. This is the best practice that we absolutely recommend. Use pictures that are unique, motivational, or funny. These often go viral and extend your reach beyond your current customer base. Also, post content that is informational, helpful, and relevant. As we already said, consistency is a key factor. You can't just post once or twice a week and expect results or engagement. You need to be posting a minimum of twice a day, if not more. Having a calendar of marketing activities can help you make sure that you get out good content every day. I've seen a lot of businesses put up their Facebook page, do really well at posting content for a month or two, and then real life sets in. They naturally get overwhelmed at keeping up with it, and other things like running their business and meeting their customers' needs take their time and priority, as it should. But eventually, posting is going to take a back seat. Strategy number 4, offer exclusive promotions, contests, and giveaways. This is one of the easiest ways for just about any business to get good visibility on social media and get some good traction and start building the audience. People love free stuff, good ideas, and good deals. They love engaging with fun contests, and they'll talk about it with their friends, family, and coworkers. You can get really creative with this, and your community will enjoy it, and you're going to build lots of points, and lots of engagement, and lots of loyalty. So social media is where people connect. The more personable and warm you can be online, the more responsible and engagement you're going to get with your customers and the prospects. So don't make the mistake of thinking social media efforts don't influence your customers or the market. Remember, as we mentioned earlier, 75% of businesses saw an increased website traffic with just 6 hours per week devoted to their social media management. But again, it needs to be done daily, and it needs to be consistently where you're engaging your fans and followers. As a bonus, social networks offer an incredible opportunity to advertise in a really pinpointed, targeted way that's way more cost effective than other advertising channels. Every major social site now has an advertising platform, and you really can't fully comprehend their power until you get in there and run a campaign or two. The ability to target and speak to a specific audience is absolutely unrivaled in any other advertising option out there. Every business should be taking advantage of it. So I want to close with the following point. Social media isn't going anywhere. There's a conversation happening online, and more people are joining in. So get out there, be social, build relationships and trust with your customers, share consistently offers, and be relevant and consistent. They're out there talking, and you really need to be a part of the conversation. So you know it's important, or you wouldn't have attended this webinar. But here's the big problem. This is what you say. I'm busy building my business. I really don't have time. My staff is too busy. And besides, I don't know where I'd get enough daily content to post consistently 2 or 3 times a day. So what if there was a solution? Step 1, honestly evaluate where you are right now. Review your current social media marketing efforts. Identify some areas where you might need some help. And spend your valuable time and that of your staff on building your business and get that help. Let's work together. We can review your current efforts, offer some tweaks that might enhance your marketing efforts, and help you establish a plan and connect you with your current customers and potential clients. I hope this has been helpful, and I really appreciate the time you took out of your busy schedule to share some time with us today. I know you can do it, and we're more than happy to help you. If you need some assistance in planning or executing your social media presence, we'd be honored if you'd consider us a resource and get in touch. We'd also be happy to take a look at your current Facebook page and campaign and give you some ideas for increasing your engagement absolutely free. So if you have any questions or you'd like to know more about how we might work together, please feel free to drop me an email at john@socialmedialinkage.com. I promise there'll be no pressure or obligation, and I want to thank you again, and let's get people talking about you.